Hi, I'm Faith. Welcome to the Faith Daily Show. Today we're going to be talking about the question, do we have a bigger crisis than the economic crisis that we are in? Well, I'm here to tell you we do. We have a much bigger crisis than the economic crisis. It's called relationship crisis. Today we are seeing so many divorces. We're seeing so many people's lives being destroyed by this crisis. You see, this week I was scheduling a guest to be on my radio program, and we were sharing how we had so much in common. She was born in Illinois, I was born in Illinois. She was from St. Louis, I was from St. Louis. We had children in common, the same amount of children. We both were in ministry together, and all these different things that we had in common. And I said, but there's only one thing we don't have in common. I'm not married. She said, you know what, Faith, I'm really sorry that I haven't gotten back with you sooner. She said, but I've been really busy. And by the way, she said, I just found out that my husband of 27 years now has a girlfriend, and we're going to go through divorce. With that, I didn't know what to say because I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I cannot believe this is happening. But what it did was the moment I hung up, I became so adamant that something needs to be done about this crisis, this relationship crisis. Did you know that this week alone, I received emails from several people of 23 to 35 years of marriage ending in divorce? Yeah, that's right. Ending in divorce. This is the crisis that we have. This particular crisis affects us across so many ways. It affects our finances, it affects our careers, it affects our children, it affects our lives in such a way. We think about Obama, we think about how, we're in this big crisis now and we're wanting this stimulus package to get us out of all this economic crisis. And he's going to come in and he's going to save the day. But guess what? He's not going to save it. He didn't put us in it. He's not going to get us out of it. It's going to take us. We have to do something about the crisis we're in. We have to become focused and determined that we're going to change things. You see, we all want to look for an American Idol, some hero, some person to get us out of this crisis. But what's going to get us out of this crisis is a focus and a determination that things need to be changed. That is the way that this relationship crisis is going to change too. You see, I have a PhD of pain, hurt, and disappointment. And I traded that PhD in on the one that God gave me, and that being of peace, healing, and determination to do it His way. You see, without Him in the center of our lives and our relationship, it's impossible to change anything. We're looking for a stimulus package to change our financial situation, and what we need in our relationship is a stimulation to do it God's way, to begin to focus on things that will cause our relationships to be better, that will stop this crisis of divorce. Let me tell you, I was listening to a talk show host the other day, and he was talking about how he had come to the realization that he spent more time on his career, at work, on his radio program, his golf game, and everything else, and less time with his spouse and his children, and focused on them and what they need for their relationship. He determined that he was going to start spending less time talking to people at work, less time on his golf game, and take some of that time, like in time management, and start focusing on his family, focusing on his wife. He's not saying, oh no, we can't play golf anymore, I can't spend time with my friends, all these things. But no, I am going to take and make my family an actual focus for me. And I think that that's what we need to do. We need to take time to focus on our family. We need to take time to focus on our spouse, to go out to dinner, to have intentional time together, to not be distracted. Hey, I'm watching TV and talking to you at the same time. No, to be really intentional, to set everything else aside and to begin to talk to each other on a gut level, to find out what's going on in your life, what interests you, to flirt with each other, to oh my goodness, there's 100 other things that we can do, and I'm going to be talking about that later on this week. But for today, I just want you to take a moment, look at your situation, and say to yourself, Am I in a relationship crisis? Am I in the midst of a crisis in my life? Am I about to go through a divorce? Is my husband or wife having an affair? Is there really the focus that I need to be having on my relationship right now in my life? Is it the best? Well, if not, then you'll want to stay tuned for tomorrow, because we're going to be talking about ways that you can change this crisis that you're in, that you can make your relationship the best that it's ever been. So we're out of time for today, so join me tomorrow on the Faith Daily Show.